for years. One of the biggest reasons people stayed locked into Windows was simple. Compatibility. No matter how powerful Linux became, no matter how fast, secure, or customizable it was, there was always that one problem everyone talked about. Yeah, Linux is cool, but can it run my Windows apps? And honestly, that question stopped millions of users from ever switching. Gamers stayed on Windows because of Anakit systems and launchers. Office users stayed because of Adobe apps, Microsoft Office, or random business software that only worked on Windows. Developers dual booted because they loved Linux for coding but still needed Windows tools. Linux fans heard the same criticism over and over again for decades, but now something unbelievable is happening. And it's changing the entire conversation around desktop operating systems forever. Linux is entering a new era where running Windows applications is becoming so smooth, so fast, and so integrated that many users can barely tell the difference anymore. We're not talking about clunky virtual machines that eat half your RAM. We're not talking about slow emulators that crash every few minutes. We're talking about a level of compatibility that is beginning to blur the line between Linux and Windows itself. And if this trend continues, Microsoft could face the biggest challenge it has seen on the desktop in years. What's crazy is that this transformation didn't happen overnight. It came from years of work by open source developers, gaming companies, compatibility engineers, and Linux communities pushing the limits of what the operating system could do. One of the biggest breakthroughs came from a project many gamers already know very well. Wine. And no, Wine is not an emulator, even though people still call it that. Wine is actually a compatibility layer that translates Windows API calls into Linux native instructions in real time. That means instead of simulating Windows like a virtual machine would, it allows Windows applications to communicate directly with Linux itself. For a long time, Wine was impressive but inconsistent. Some apps worked beautifully, others barely launched. You would spend hours tweaking settings, installing libraries, editing configuration files, and praying your favorite software didn't crash. But then something huge happened. Valve stepped into the Linux world in a massive way. When Valve introduced Proton for the Steam Deck in Linux gaming, everything accelerated. Proton is built on top of Wine, but it added major improvements specifically for gaming and performance. Suddenly, thousands of Windows games became playable on Linux with almost no setup. Games that people thought would never run outside Windows started working smoothly. DirectX translation layers improved dramatically. Anti-cheat support expanded. Frame rates became competitive, and gamers began realizing something shocking. Linux was no longer just usable. In some cases, it was actually better. That shift changed public perception of Linux forever. Before the Steam Deck, many people viewed Linux gaming as a niche hobby for tech enthusiasts. After the Steam Deck, millions saw Linux powering a real commercial gaming device that worked incredibly well. And once users realized their games could run, they started wondering about everything else. Then the software compatibility wave exploded even further. Tools like Bottles and Lutris made installing Windows applications dramatically easier. Instead of using complicated terminal commands, users could now install Windows software with clean graphical interfaces. Entire environments optimized for gaming, productivity, or creative apps could be configured automatically. It suddenly felt less like hacking your way through compatibility issues and more like simply using software normally. And here's where things become truly interesting. Many Windows applications now run on Linux with performance close to native speeds. Some users report certain games running better on Linux than Windows because Linux itself uses fewer background resources. No forced telemetry, no bloated background services, no constant advertising inside the operating system. The CPU and RAM overhead can actually be lower, leaving more power available for applications and games. But this isn't just about gaming anymore. Productivity software is evolving too. Microsoft Office alternatives on Linux have become dramatically better. Creative software support is improving. Browser-based applications dominate modern work. And for many users, the old I need Windows for one app argument is starting to disappear. At the same time, virtualization technology has become insanely advanced. Projects using KVM and QEM, you allow users to run entire Windows environments inside Linux with near-native performance. GPU pass-through technology lets a virtual machine directly access real graphics hardware. That means some users can launch a full Windows installation inside Linux and run demanding applications almost as if Windows were installed directly on the machine. For creators, engineers, and professionals, this changes everything. And the timing couldn't be more important because many Windows users are frustrated right now. Windows 11 introduced controversial hardware requirements that left millions of perfectly good PCs unsupported. People are tired of forced updates, telemetry ads in the start menu, online account requirements, and increasing system bloat. Some users feel like they no longer control their own computers. Meanwhile, Linux distributions are becoming more polished, beginner-friendly, and powerful than ever before. Modern Linux desktops don't look like the intimidating hacker systems people remember from 15 years ago. Distros like Ubuntu, Linux, Mint, Fedora, Pope, _OS, and others offer sleek interfaces, app stores, driver support, and easy installation experiences. For many users, switching to Linux is no longer a terrifying technical challenge. It's becoming surprisingly normal. And now imagine combining that ease of use with near-native Windows app compatibility. That's the part that changes the entire game. Historically, operating systems survived because of software ecosystems. Windows dominated because software developers targeted Windows first. But compatibility layers are weakening that advantage. If Linux can run Windows apps efficiently enough, users suddenly gain freedom. They can choose Linux without losing access to critical applications. That creates a dangerous situation for Microsoft, because operating system loyalty becomes weaker when applications become portable. If users can access their favorite software anywhere, then the operating system itself matters less. And Linux offers things many users increasingly care about: privacy, customization, performance, stability, open source transparency, and freedom from corporate lock-in. We're also seeing major shifts in developer behavior. More developers now use Linux as their primary operating system because modern development environments thrive there. Containers, cloud infrastructure, AI workloads, servers, and programming tools heavily favor Linux ecosystems. As developer adoption grows, software support improves naturally. Companies pay attention to where developers are working. Even AI is accelerating Linux adoption. Many AI frameworks and machine learning tools run best on Linux. GPU compute environments are often easier to configure. Open source AI communities heavily rely on Linux systems. As AI becomes central to technology, Linux benefits massively from being the preferred environment for experimentation and deployment. Another huge factor is hardware compatibility. Linux support for modern hardware has improved dramatically. NVIDIA drivers are better than ever. AMD support is excellent. Gaming peripherals, controllers, RGB systems, audio devices, and laptops increasingly work out of the box. The experience gap between Windows and Linux keeps shrinking every year. And honestly, younger users entering the tech world today are less attached to Windows than previous generations. Many people live inside browsers, Discord, cloud apps, and cross-platform tools. They don't care about legacy Windows software the way older users did. If Linux gives them better performance, more freedom, and fewer annoyances, they're willing to try it. Of course, Linux still isn't perfect. Some professional software remains Windows only. Certain anti-cheat systems still cause problems. Hardware support can occasionally be inconsistent, and beginners may still encounter a learning curve. But the important thing is that Linux no longer feels impossible for normal users. The barriers are collapsing one by one. And perhaps the craziest part of all this is that Microsoft itself indirectly contributed to Linux becoming stronger. Microsoft pushed users towards subscriptions, cloud integration, account dependencies, and tighter ecosystem control. In response, many users started searching for alternatives. Meanwhile, Microsoft also embraced Linux heavily in the server and cloud world. Azure relies heavily on Linux infrastructure. Microsoft even integrated Linux into Windows through WSL. The irony is unbelievable. The company that once treated Linux as an enemy now depends on it in many ways. But while Microsoft focused on enterprise cloud dominance, the Linux desktop quietly evolved in the background. Compatibility improved, gaming improved, user interfaces improved, hardware support improved, software packaging improved, and now we are reaching a moment where average users are beginning to notice. This doesn't necessarily mean Windows will disappear tomorrow. Microsoft still dominates the desktop market. Enterprise environments remain deeply tied to Windows ecosystems. Many businesses depend on legacy software and workflows that won't change overnight. But for the first time in a very long time, Linux feels like a genuine alternative for mainstream users instead of just a niche experiment. And if Windows applications continue running better and better on Linux, the psychological barrier that protected Microsoft for decades may finally break. Because once users realize they can keep their apps, keep their games, keep their work, and still leave Windows behind, everything changes. The future suddenly looks very different. A future where users choose operating systems based on freedom and performance instead of software lock-in. A future where Linux becomes normal on desktops, laptops, handheld gaming devices, and creative workstations. A future where compatibility no longer traps users inside one ecosystem. And honestly, that future might already be starting right now.